Hi. Oh, what? Hello. Look at you guys in here all spry and early. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the place where we set oppression ablaze. I'm so glad you I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys, all my G's, my alliteration sometimes don't come out so clearly. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you all so much for making some time to be here. And thank you for everybody that has sent birthday support. Alicia, thank you. I just saw your joint. Shout out to Zizzy Bell. Shout out to Jody P. Shout out to Jamal. Hold on, there was one more. But I was openly putting my cash app out on the remix morning show this morning, and some folks replied, and I appreciated that so deeply. But I am not finished with my requests because around my birthday time is when we do our fundraiser, our summer fundraiser. And the good brother Will just said a word to me before we went on. And hold on, let me say, oh, also, thank you so much to Ashley for your Cash App support. Thank you, Ashley, for your birthday Cash App support. Will said this because y'all know I'm independent, childhood emotionally neglected black woman out here. I'm accustomed to do for self, right? Do for self, do for self. The problem is the self is not self-funded, right? So this is not a beg per Will. And he's right. We are not begging for money. We're not begging. We're asking for funding. We're asking for support to keep this going so that brother Will, it would be amazing if this could be Will's only job, guys. Will, Puerto Rican out here, he got about 5, 6 jobs for real. You know what I'm saying? The brother work a lot of jobs. I think he about to start chefing it up somewhere. He good at frying plantains and shit. If this could be Will's only job, that would be amazing. And if this could, whatever. So anyway, the support. I'm gonna be asking. I almost said B. I almost said the BEG word. I'm going to be asking for your support during the show. Don't feel compelled to give it now. But if it's burning up in your wallet, then sure, go ahead and give it now. But later in the show, we're gonna continue to express the need for funding. This is and support. It's not begging, Kim. It's not, and it's not. Will said, shit, there y'all go. Here I go, bitch. Here I go. Will said it's not begging. But he said because, and this is a quote: "Niggas that beg don't give you shit." He said we giving the people something out here. DJ Vesper X, thank you for your support, baby. I appreciate that. Big up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, woo. I celebrated my birthday on Sunday, everybody. It's Leo season. And then if you don't know, now you know. Oh, y'all got them coming in now. Oh shit. If you don't know now, you know. It's Leo season out here. We're not playing. We're not playing. We're not playing. Who is that from? I can't see if does that say Latif. Wait a minute. It says somebody. So if you don't know now, you know. Leo season. I brought it in proper like at the beach. It was awesome. I enjoyed myself. I want to thank the whole VA beach area, the whole Tidewater. Shout out to Newport News. Shout out to Mr. George. Shout out to Mr. James. I appreciate you guys showing me a good time. Oh my God. All right. I see y'all not playing. Is that Courtney? Thank you, Courtney. Courtney, you work here. You know that, right? Listen, Courtney. Thank you, Court. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. And Courtney, is it you that's the Leo, or who's connected to you that's a Leo? You have a Leo in your periphery. I can't remember who it was though. Regardless, it's Leo season, nigga. So listen, Infinite, Afra, Renee Johnston, humility. That's other people's problems, okay? Humble. That's what other signs do. Not during Leo season, beloveds. Lions. I need y'all to stand up, okay? If you have been holding back on talking your shit all year long because Leos can overdo it. We know this. let it go. Let that shit fly. Let it fly. Okay. The new moon is in Leo right now. Show it. Let it go. You've been holding back a cussing. It's time to schedule that cussing. You know what I'm saying? Get that person that needs to be cussed. Get them on the books ASAP because they have earned it. Okay. If you have been out here being exceptional, even if you have been literally just surviving exceptionally, talk that shit. Talk it all. Talk it loud. Talk it big. Put your chest out. Like Kalechi say, 2 slaps on your chest. Do that. So shout out to the Lions. I want to hear y'all roaring out here. Yeah. All right, gang. Let me go ahead. Hold on real quick. Let me see if I can get into the chat. What's up? Thank you, Abby, so much for your birthday wishes. I was going to reply to you tonight. I have a slate of folks I need to respond to because I just got some birthday love and I appreciate it. But Abby and Anna about to link up for the big meetup. Mama Lorraine, what did she call it? A rocking trine. I'm so excited for you guys. Enjoy. Big up to Swery Ferry in the house. What's up to Learn Life? Did I say Abby already? Where is my live? See, you two be funky as shit out here. Bullshit. Anyway. Well, anyway, y'all know who y'all are. Court, thank you so much. Work it out, Dawn Bird. We got Comrade Kwame in the building. What's up, Dawn? Oh, the Cali contingent is coming through. Oh, me shout out Rosalba while I'm up here. What's up, Cali? Wendy, thank you, Wendy, so much for coming through and making the time. AKW Beats, DJ Vesper X. Damien, Stoner Loner, love you, Damien. Damien, be glad you are where you are. You don't want to be over here right now. Don't look over here, Damien. The shit is ugly. it's ugly over here right now. Yes. So thank you guys. All right, gang. We're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling because we got good news and bad news to kind of start the show. So let me go ahead and set it off. It's Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Thank you guys so much for being here. Engage with the content. Like, share, subscribe, comment below if you don't mind. So, what is going on in the Middle East continues to accelerate and evenly seems to be heating up with the attack within Israel's borders on the Golan Heights, where 12 kids were killed. Israel has retaliated with a drone assassination in Beirut, in Lebanon. Like the way that Israel is moving mad out here, violating state sovereignty, crossing over into other borders and literally murdering people on sovereign territory is a wild way to be out here in the world moving. By the way, this attack that happened in Golan Heights happened when Netanyahu, I think, was wrapping up his US trip. And he and the others, Zionists, have blamed Hezbollah, which is, the resistance faction in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah denies that they had anything to do with it. And when it comes to, let's see, the credibility of Israel or of Hezbollah, I think we are united in whose word we know is absolutely not credible, right? We know what Israel is capable of because we're seeing them do it actively right now in Gaza, right? Actively genociding tens of thousands of people, half of those people, women and children. Now, I am not familiar with the ethnic diversity in Israel. But I am aware that the ethnic identity of the children that were killed in Golan Heights, they are not white Israelis, right? Like these are actual folks indigenous to that area, right? And from what I understand, I won't say that they're stateless, but they do have the option to opt into Israeli citizenship or opt out. But I do not think that they are treated with the same apartheid level of severity as Palestinians are, right? But at the same time, they're not Zionist Israelis. They're not Netanyahu's. This is just my opinion. I have no proof, no basis. So this is not misinformation because this is just my theory. This is what I am speculating. I believe Hezbollah when they said that they did not do that attack. Hezbollah has had its technology assisted quite a bit by Iran. And I've seen clips where Hezbollah fighters have claimed to have been able to identify specific military targets within Israel's borders. I do not see them targeting 12 kids. Okay. Now, the people on the other side would be like, well, they're a terrorist organization. Of course, they wouldn't admit to killing children. Well, the military of Israel frequently admits to murdering children. In fact, they post about it online with documentation, with graphic pictures and images, with boasts, with laughs, routinely showing them brutalizing, maiming, massacring Palestinian children. So if Hezbollah was so bloodthirsty, allegedly more bloodthirsty than the Israeli army, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they admit responsibility? Why wouldn't they brag about it? Because I don't think they did it. In my opinion, it is not to me beyond Netanyahu to target a population, even within Israeli's borders, that he thinks is less than. But at the same time, that still has enough state affiliation that he could muster rage and have a justification to go inside of Lebanon's borders to formulate an illegal assassination on a state's another state's sovereign territory. So that's the bad news, right? That's bad news. What's going on in Gaza remains bad news. But the resistance is the good news, okay? The Houthis in Yemen have been ratcheting up their attacks. Now, of course, they're starting to be hit within their borders as well by allied forces, US, UK, etc. But the Houthis are still putting in that work in the Red Sea. You got to respect it. And Hezbollah is not backing down. And you guys know that although I am child free, somehow I have many baby fathers around the world. And one of them is a journalist, Ali Mortada. You guys know. I have been worried about him because he posts somewhat frequently on TikTok, and I have not seen him post in a while on TikTok. So when I hear the reports on the mainstream news about a Hezbollah fighter has been targeted and then been killed, I worry that it's him, right? Like I know him. I do not know this man except from the social internets, right? Well, Ali has surfaced and he has posted a collection of videos, and it is the tone, it is the confidence, it is the resolve to resist the Zionist state of Israel from not committing or not enacting a ceasefire with Palestine, right? The Hezbollah is very clear about that. They are demanding a ceasefire. But if Israel wants to pop this shit and keep going into southern Lebanon, it's going to be some problems. And if this guy is any representation of these folks, of these particular people, I'm not sure if BB wants these problems. I'm not sure if BB wants these problems. So let's take a look. I have several videos because Ali, again, he reappeared and I was very excited. So he always opens his videos with my favorite of favoriteest lines. And it is, hello, my enemies. I hope you have a very, very, very bad day. And I would love, I can't bite though. I would love to start my show like that, but I don't have no enemies. Well, sometimes enemies do show up. I'd be encouraging our mods to let them cook for a little bit. Let the trolls cook for a little bit before y'all frickin' say I'm out here. But hello, my enemies. I hope you have a very, very, very bad day. I had a very, very, very good day when I saw Ali Mortada reappear on them TikTok streets. Let's take a look.
Hello, my enemies. May you have a very, very,
Right
very
from the
bad day. I
beginning, Will.
noticed
You
that
know
you
what you
are
got to do.
Hello, my enemies. May you have a very, very, very bad day. I noticed that you are always putting the picture of our mortar and you are happy and you are claiming that you are winning. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? I want to talk to the smart ones. Okay, listen. If you have an enemy, when you kill him, you don't want to end his existence. You want to end the act that he's doing against you. Okay. After you do all the assassinations in Lebanon, after you do all the bombing in Lebanon, after you put the picture of the mortar and you kill, did the act stop? Did Lebanon stop hitting you? No. So you're not winning. But if you want to put it in a scale and you say, okay, but those guys are dead, you see that as a loss. We see it as a win. You know why? Because those guys and their brothers that they are still fighting you in all south of Lebanon are the sons of Hussein bin Ali bin Abi Talib. Hussein bin Ali bin Abi Talib, his grandfather is Prophet Muhammad. Listen, one day Yazid, and he is a genocide ruler like Netanyahu and like your army. And he has a big army, he has 70,000 genocide warriors. And he came to make a war with Imam Hussein. What did Imam Hussein do? He didn't run. He didn't say, okay, I will give you the okay to rule. He fight. He fight until he got his head cut off. Did he lose? No, he won. You know what? Because the 70% that been with Imam Hussein then are now 100,000 warrior, freedom warrior in South Lebanon and are fighting you. And they are seeing death as a win. This is why we have two solutions. Even death and we win, even victorious. And we will be victorious. You will lose, we will win. This is our mindset, and this is what are you doing. The act of resistance continue, and the friends of all the mortars are more angry now and hitting you more powerful. Take care, ya baby. Hello, my enemies. May you have a very, very, very bad day. As you know, yesterday, the Yemen hit Tel Aviv. You have a drone in your capital that hit a building. You have a casualties. You have one dead and other are wounded. And you still have faith in your army to protect you. In your capital. They hit in your capital. And the army couldn't protect you. Do you think that this army would protect you from 100 drone, 50?
What's going on? Uh-oh. Feds
My bad. I
watching.
don't know why it just froze like that.
I know why. COINTELPRO, nigga, they mad. You can't be over
You ain't
here
lying.
bigging up.
Hold on,
You
let me pull it up still. I can still play the last two.
Okay. Y'all see COINTELPRO, big man. You can't be over here lusting after Hezbollah fighters, Kim. Sorry, that nigga is dreamy. Jesus. You see the confidence? Does that strike you as a man that is afraid of motherfucking Benjamin Netanyahu in the IOF? Does that strike you as does that man seem concerned? Does that man seem worried? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. And I believe him. I believe him. I believe the resistance will win. And again, when you're dealing with folks that's out here fighting, and the way they even frame wins and losses is different from how the West frames wins and losses. The man said, you think you showing us our martyrs like y'all won? Like, no, nigga, the martyrs won. And you didn't win because they left more fighters behind to bust up your ass.
Got it ready if you're ready.
Go ahead, my brother. Let that sing, please.
My enemies, may you have a very, very, very bad day. As you know, yesterday, the Yemen hit Tel Aviv. You have a drone in your capital that hit a building. You have a casualties. You have one dead and other are wounded. And you still have faith in your army to protect you. In your capital. They hit in your capital. and the army couldn't protect you. Do you think that this army would protect you from 100 drone, 50 drone, 15 drone to Tel Aviv, 10 drone to Tel Aviv, one drone? You couldn't stop it. Guys, run from now. Run from now. It's a disaster on you. Take care, ya baby.
Where was the one where he called Netanyahu a donkey? That was one more. I thought it was one more. That's okay. That's okay. No worries. Trust me, you guys. Ali Mortada is on here popping John Norman shit. And, I'm only half-ass joking when sometimes we do have technical issues. I'm not a paranoid person. I am a realistic person, though. I know where we are and who we are dealing with. And even a channel such as mine, that is what I consider very small time. They don't care. They do not care. They don't want even an iota of support going out to resistance peoples around the globe to go out, even if there's some interruptions with the signal or with the broadcast. That those are disruptions. They are exactly what they are. But I will say this: it does surprise me that this guy is allowed to post on TikTok, and maybe TikTok being Chinese owned has something to do with that. I wonder. But I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to be posting his shit forever because there is some anticipation on my end of a even more severe independent media censorship crackdown, right? I don't even think you're going to be able to come on here and say that you stand with people that are resisting imperialism, right? Even if you named an organization a la Hamas or something like that. Like that kind of shit is going to get flagged if it doesn't already. I'm sure that shit gets flagged routinely around here. And what they do with that, I'm not sure. Like maybe they throttle the content, maybe they stifle it, suppress it, whatever. But in the so-called land of the free, in the place where we're supposed to be fighting for democracy, you are not going to be able to say that you are rooting for America and its allies to fail. That's going to be considered treasonous. And they're going to come for you. Talking to myself, they're going to come for you, Kim. Keep talking that shit. We have to talk it while we got breath in our bodies, everybody. We have to be able to call out the things, but also call out the good things. I appreciate Ali Mortada. I appreciate, honestly, the work that Hezbollah is doing. Do I fully no, I do fully. I was gonna say, do I fully support? And I'm trying to think, well, I don't know there's some things about Hezbollah that I'm not familiar with. I don't know, how they treat women, etc. I just see them resisting Zionist imperialism in beyond their borders. So I guess I stand with that. Certainly against a genocider like Benjamin Netanyahu and his American lackeys that are supporting him here in the White House and via AIPAC and in Congress. So I wanted to send solidarity and love to those in South Lebanon who are beating back the Zionists, and also who are getting smeared at the same time for committing atrocities that Israel routinely boasts about committing. So also, when you hear reports about, oh, this organization or this group of people did this, committed this, especially in the Western media framing, be skeptical, be dubious, don't necessarily believe the hype. When you hear your folks out in the world repeating that shit, correct that shit. You don't fucking know. Hezbollah said they didn't do that shit. I believe them. Israel says that they don't bomb hospitals. They do all the time. They say there was no mass graves. There are many, many mass graves. They say that they give refugees advanced warning before doing airstrikes. That is lies. They say that they are not committing starvation against the Palestinian people. Also a lie. They say they are not attacking humanitarian aid and convoys. Also a lie. So always, when there is news surrounding these folks, consider the source and just know that they have a propensity. It's compulsive and it's pathological. They will lie and they will distort facts and they will distort the truth. But when they do tell the truth, i.e., posting their atrocities online, posting evidence of what they literally do to other humans online, believe them when they do that. Let me take a break here, kids. Thank everybody. Wait, somebody else. There's things happening on the phone. What do we have here? Don't forget, everybody, hit the like button, please, and thank you. And engage with the content on today. Wendy, thank you so much for your support. I certainly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And speaking of support, get like Wendy. Shout out to Teresa. Teresa, your super thanks is super welcomed. Thank you, baby. Thank you for running that. So it's our fundraiser time, everybody. Yay. We fundraise for 2 weeks in the summertime, right around my birthday, right here in Leo season. So we're hoping that the generosity of the sun will inspire you to kick us a couple of coins. So today through next Friday, August the 9th, we're going to be doing our fundraiser. You can support us in many ways. You can do so, for one, in the free way. The free ways. Show up, participate in the chat, or not participate. Just engage with the content in some way. Push a button for your girl on YouTube, please. You don't have to come in and be in the chat. Just push buttons over here. That is a free way to support. And you can follow us other places around the internet, BIDWKB, Instagram, fuck, Facebook, where else the fuck? Burn It Down KB on Twitter. Again, these are the free support ways. You could, get our numbers up other places if, money is tight, which is fine. But if money ain't tight, or if you just got a couple bucks, even if it's $2, $5, $10, $20, you can hit us up on the cash platforms, Cash App, $ BIDWKB, Venmo at BIDWKB, PayPal.me/BIDWKB, or join us on Patreon at patreon.com/BIDWKB. Many of you have been here either for a long time or outright since the beginning. We've been here, again, we've been independent since 2021. So we are 3.5 years and some change. And if you've supported us at any point along that way, I want to thank you for doing that. But it's like Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you like it, don't you? Oh, well, you gotta, to pay that Prime bill. So, I'm just kidding. But anything that you could do is definitely appreciated. Zernia, that's what I'm talking about. Come through. It's something about names that start with X. I've always loved that. Your name is very cool. I hope I'm saying it correctly, Zernia. So thank you so much for your Cash App support. Very generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So next couple weeks I will be reminding you. So do what you can to support, and even if it's support in the free ways, it is appreciated also. So just know that. So anyway, thanks to everyone that might be watching us on other platforms. Shout out to Twitch. What's up, Twitch? Shout out to Rosalba and Northern Witch over there. BIDWKB on Twitch. You can join me for my Twitch turn up tomorrow. Oh, I'm trying to, I do a different themed playlist for every time I do a Twitch turn up. So I'm thinking I might literally play I mean, I know they're all my favorite songs, to be clear. Like I love all of this music, but I actually might play like some of my favorites across genres. So we might could get some go-go in there. I'm sorry. The theme from the Dukes of Hazzard is one of my favorite songs. It just is. And it will always be. And when I tell y'all Waylon Jennings put out a jam for the ages, he put out a jam for Gen X children to sing about the good old boys. And I'm telling you, it's a fucking jam. So yeah, yes, we could do go-go and Waylon Jennings. It could be all over the place. So BIDWKB on Twitch for the Kim's Twitch turn up. We do that Wednesdays mostly. It's starting sometime between the hours of 5 and 7 ish Eastern time. I appreciate everyone that has turned up and turned out for the Twitch turn up. It has been a jammy jam. So let me pull up my article and get along here to my next story, because this joint is kind of funny and kind of wild at the same time. Where is my doc tour? Oh wait, I don't need the doc. I need the link. Give me a second. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I could be having trouble finding shit sometimes. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. I hope our folks that are dealing with The wildfire situation. Ugh. Y'all saw who started the fucking wildfire, right? The big one in California, the one that they said is what, 6 times the size of Los Angeles or something ridiculous. I might do a segment on that because that's not the first time one of those people has started a wildfire. Okay? They even had the one nigga, and definitely not a nigga when I say nigga, okay? Absolutely not of African descent whatsoever. This motherfucker flew from the East Coast to go start the fucking fire on the West Coast and then flew the fuck home. I said, wow. Wow. So wow. The blanquitos, they be doing too fucking much. Y'all got to deal with the whites like that. We can't be having that shit. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Give me a second, y'all. I can't find my proper document here, or rather the article that I had because the shit's crazy. Well, anyway, god damn it, Will. You know what? I don't even think I put the right thing. Do I have a pack? Do I have a video for this next segment? My apologies, guys. I'm a little in disarray.
No,
I don't.
just the article, and then you got the 2 packages.
Nigga, am I a fucking goofball for this shit? The answer is yes. Okay, give me a second, y'all. Will, I might text you this thing real quick. Does this say? Oh, this says Drayton. What's up, Drayton? Thank you so much for becoming a
Can you put
new.
it in Slack?
That don't say Drayton. Nigga, I can't be reading. Yes, I can put it in Slack. Thank you so much for your support and becoming a new patron. Let me put this in Slack, Will. You guys, so I did a story last week, and it's kind of I mean, not my story has blown up like I'm the shit or something, but I mean, a story that I covered last week has blown up regarding that New York State judge who was talking to shit to the black teens, right? At in Oneida County at the graduation party. This happened 2 years ago, and now this bitch about to get thrown off the bench because he's a trifling hussy, right? I mean, bye, bitch, gotta go. But I found another story about a judge that was out here wilding out, and I said, "Yup." I said, "Let's put all these motherfucking, especially the people that are in lofted positions in the criminal injustice system. Let us just remind the world that these people are definitely ain't shit, and not only are they not shit, but they're violent not shits and entitled not shits. What is this doing?" And I found another such story. And again, there's been so much news out, guys. Like I am like, it's so easy to miss stuff. It's like, how did this fly under my radar? It's easy because crazy shit is happening. It's very easy for things to fly under the radar. And I see people as another example of crazy shit. I see people taking apart Trump's assassination attempt, saying, "Nigga, if your ear got hit with a bullet coming out of an AK, not the AK, the AR-15, you wouldn't have no ear, my nigga. Ain't no more ear. Ear done. Ear finished." So anyway, there's a lot going on. Okay, well, I got 2 things
Got
coming
it ready?
in here. Well, wait, I have another one coming in. This one's going to be a YouTube jaunt. Everybody familiar with jaunt? let's make sure everyone is well apprised of our regional slang here. Jaunt, similar to Philly jawn. Jaunt is a everything. It's a person, place, and thing. A jaunt can also be used as a verb. The original meaning or definition of jawn, as used by our Philly brethren, was meant to be, or initially referenced a girl, a woman, a female. But now jawn is everything. Jawn is everything. You got that YouTube joint, jawn, jaunt. Big up East Coast. What's up? What's up? because these judges is out here wilding everybody. And this story that came out of Oklahoma, you guys know I used to live in Oklahoma. So Oklahoma's a wild, wild place, by the way. So when I see the whites wild in Oklahoma, I say, oh, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. But this judge, this white man in Oklahoma, judge, is finna lose his job. Why? Because he's a menace to society. He is a thug. This man has been accused of committing more than one drive-by shooting. He's also been accused of misconduct on the bench, speaking to lawyers within the courthouse ex parte. We're going to get into ex parte here in a little bit. Also accused of having not one but two alleged sexual relationships with court officers. And initially they voted to let him keep his job. This is the criminal justice system that I'm talking about. These are the kind of people that be the arbiters of freedom or incarceration for our folks. Oklahoma, same state, by the way, that I think has proposed putting the 10 Commandments as mandatory curriculum in their public schools. And look who they have serving on some of their esteemed positions of power. Oh, you ready for me? Which one is this? Is this the TikTok or is this the YouTube?
YouTube.
Bing, bang, boom. All right, let me set this up, y'all. It's BIDWKB. Y'all know what we do. We are putting the spotlight on the asses of the criminal and justice system. And this latest spotlight takes us to the ass of a judge out of Garfield County, Oklahoma. Okay. This particular judge has now been charged in not one, but two drive-by shootings, one in Texas, one in Oklahoma, where he is alleged to have shot at his brother-in-law's house. He's also alleged to have done a variety of things. So let's get into the package because the package is going to sum it up very nicely. Let's check it out.
Could reveal a past of repeated bad behavior by a Garfield County judge.
Judge Brian Lovell was arrested and later charged for firing a gun while driving in Austin, Texas.
We're told months before there was another shooting at a family member's home in Bison, that's near Enid. And investigators now say bullets in both cases came from the same gun. News 4's Adria Goins has details new at 6.
Well, you can see one of the bullet holes here in the window of this home, narrowly missing Kenneth's son during that shooting in February. Now there's new evidence that could link this shooting to the one in Austin, Texas.
Kenneth Marcus says his son was inside this home off Highway 81 in Bison when he spotted a white SUV slowly driving by.
The car stopped out at the road, and that's when shots were fired.
Kenneth believes he was the intended target, not his son. He says Judge Brian Lovell is his brother-in-law. The pair's relationship is strained at best.
I have no contact with him or anything, and I haven't had for the last 10, 15 years.
Court records show investigators recovered 5 spent shell casings in front of Kenneth's home. It wasn't until Lovell was arrested for reportedly firing a gun in Austin, Texas in September, investigators were able to make a connection. The ATF in Austin reached out to the OSBI, saying shell casings from both shootings were a match. Lovell reportedly told investigators he was at church during the February shooting. Investigators requested a search warrant for Lovell's GPS locations and attendance records from First United Methodist in Enid, where Lovell attends church. Taking a closer look at the timeline, Lovell arrived at church around 10 o'clock that Sunday morning. GPS shows Lovell then went to an area near several restaurants and back to his home in Wacomas, only 7 miles from his brother-in-law's house. The drive-by shooting happening around 3:30 that afternoon.
There's thousands of people at church at 10 a.m. Sunday morning.
But not at 3:30.
He thinks he's above the law.
In Garfield County, Adria Goins, Oklahoma's News 4.
All right, Adria. Judge Lovell previously said his gun was stolen when questioned by police in Austin back in September. He has a court date coming up this week in Texas. And of course, we will keep you updated on all of that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And this may be fucked up, but I stand by this shit. Places where there's a lot of church, and I mean a lot of church, like a lot of church, it's probably confirmed that those places are definitely more fucked up. When I lived in Oklahoma, it is church everywhere. And when I tell you the level of fuckery in a state like Oklahoma, you don't think so, but it is. It is buku fuckery, and it's this kind of shit and worse. So here we have Judge Brian Lovell shooting at his brother-in-law, shooting at people in Austin, Texas. So what happened was, let me tell you about the Texas incident. So Judge Lovell was at One in a Million, which is apparently a famous Tex-Mex spot in Austin. And he started letting the chopper sing, allegedly. This 40 caliber revolver, I think, shot up 6 cars. And then when attempting to flee, he got into a confrontation with a woman driver, another motorist, and it tried to push her car with his vehicle, allegedly, into oncoming traffic, right? Those are his Texas charges. And then again, he's been charged with this incident in Oklahoma, shooting allegedly. I have to say allegedly because this man is a judge after all. Allegedly shooting at his brother-in-law. Will, if you could pull up for me the piece, because more details emerge here about Judge Lovell. And again, it's so hold on, let me get back to what I was saying about a lot of church. This is from Fox News actually.com. Oklahoma is a Christo, what does everybody be saying on BPM? Christo fascist. And you know, keep that nigga up there. No, we gotta put the all the violent Caucasians go on the Summer Jam scream immediately. Thank you, please keep him up there. What they say on BL Black Liberation Media, Christo fascist. Right? That's Oklahoma. They are shoving Christianity down your throat. Everybody, whites, blacks, natives, everybody. Okay, everybody's trying to get you this church. At the same time, the rates of child abuse are skyrocketing in Oklahoma. The rates of opiate abuse in Oklahoma are enormous. The rates of methamphetamine abuse. I mean, it has a lot of social ills, but when you juxtapose that against all the Christianity that even the state tries to impose on people, it's like, well, y'all, somehow the message is being missed in Oklahoma. So there we go. There goes Judge Brian Lovell. He is 58 years old, as you see. That is his mugshot. Definitely looking like the face of what I consider to be a violent criminal. And think about it, guys. If this man was capable of doing this kind of violence, alleged to drive-by shootings in his personal life, what kind of violence do you think he was dispensing from the bench? Huh? Think he was being nice to Native and Black defendants, as few as there may have been, but no doubt out there coming through his courtroom? Hmm. The other allegations against Judge Lovell include, again, he is married, that allegedly did not preclude him from having a sexual relationship with not one, but 2 of his bailiffs. One of these court officers admitted to this relationship and ended up resigning as a result. You know, I'm sure that's a violation of one of the commandments. Which one? Y'all should not covet. You should not fuck around. Isn't that the 12th commandment? Do not fuck around on your wife of 35 years. What was the other thing? Oh yes, here we go. Here we go from the Fox News piece. It says Lowell also allegedly engaged in ex parte conversations in the courtroom with attorneys. Hold on, with attorneys appearing before him without the other attorneys present. Okay. Ex parte communications is when the judge and the lawyers are talking outside of the courtroom setting, right? And usually the communications are not being documented or being transcribed. If I have that mistaken, someone in the chat, feel free to correct me. But apparently, this judge was allegedly engaging in routine ex parte conversations. So, and also while, according to this Fox News piece, showing pronounced favoritism towards a particular attorney. It does not note the gender of this attorney. Doesn't mean that it's a woman. It could be a man. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, but according to some, saying that Judge Lowell would routinely have this attorney's cases in his courtroom and would make observations about this lawyer's performance, calling him or them brilliant, just saying, lavishing compliments and praise that other attorneys appearing before this judge did not receive, in addition to engaging in ex parte conversations, which is very illegal or are usually grounds for appeal if they're found to be credible. So this person, who is a sworn judge, now facing charges, also facing removal from the bench, though I don't think it and hold on, I know I'm all over the place here. Let me reset. The affairs with the court officers, the alleged affairs with the court officers, was grounds enough to bring him before a judicial review to whether or not he should remain on the bench, because that's a violation of ethics, etc. His peers elected to keep him on the bench. They said, hey, who said you can't get no nookie at work? And by the way, these alleged affairs with these court officers, they were apparently having sex in the courthouse during courtroom hours, during business hours. They was allegedly having sex in the courtroom, in the courthouse, and also allegedly sending explicit photos to each other in the courthouse on taxpayers' dimes. This is America, people. Don't let anybody tell you about no banana republic, quote unquote banana republic, anywhere else. Don't let nobody tell you about the shit in China. Tell you what Vladimir Putin out there doing. No, this is America right here. Where sitting judges, in some instances, get to threaten children with gun violence and have their pronounced racial bias on full display in public. And other judges get to actually shoot at whites. I mean, this fucking guy. You want to talk about white on white violence? I'm almost not mad at him. Shit. He was doing what he felt needed. The shit needed to be did. I'm not tripping. I'm going to keep an eye on this because I think this gentleman has some court appearances upcoming. And we will see what happens with Judge Brian Lovell, alleged drive-by shooter and an alleged serial philanderer. I will keep you updated. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I got one more story to tell y'all, and then I'm going to turn y'all loose. I'm going to give it up, turn it loose like an In Vogue song. I forgot what I was going to say. Actually, I didn't forget what I was going to say. When we were on the Remix Morning Show this morning on Black Liberation Media, Ear Doctor announced the passing of two folks whose music, or three folks actually, whose art I was really not all that familiar with, but it was the ages of their passing that had me perplexed. Rapper Chino XL, who I had heard of, but I can't tell you nothing. I don't, as the old folks say, I don't know what song he sang. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what song he sang, but I know Chino XL. I've never heard of him anyway. Dead at 50. And then another sister who was an actress who starred in The House Husbands of Hollywood. I had never seen that shit, but I knew it existed. She died at 46. Guys, when I tell you the Gen X down bad out here, down bad out here. And when I hear these commercials running on local TV media, radio stations, if you've been diagnosed with uterine cancer or fibroids and you used to use hair relaxers or hair chemical straighteners, contact the Cochran firm. It's like, wait a fucking second. Oh, so all the shit that was normal that everybody, well, all Black women, for example, right? Of past decades and past generations, and the shit that most or a good amount of us was doing. Oh, that shit was poisoning us the whole time. Oh, Dark and Lovely Revlon. A fucking Just for Me. Oh, actual carcinogen. Oh, actual cancer causing, actual hormone disrupting, actual infertility causing. Oh wow, wow. I'm sorry. This democracy is this the democracy I'm supposed to be taking up for? Where the motherfuckers was putting asbestos in the baby powder? I'm fluffing the shit out of my vagina. Yes, it's in the 90s. When I say fluffing, I don't mean, but everybody knows the baby powder bottle, right? You squeeze that joint, clouds of asbestos, guys, just in the fucking air. Clouds of asbestos being applied directly to your genitals and to the genitals of little babies. In the perms too, everything. Like, guys, is this a democracy? Is Kamala going to take up the fucking chemical relaxer poisoning? Is she going to take up the Johnson & Johnson baby powder asbestos poisoning the fuck out of us? Nope. She sure ain't. She sure, SHOLE, sure ain't. Not with the shit. Let all the shit fall the fuck down. These motherfuckers was poisoning us since we came out the goddamn womb. And now my generation is out here taking early L's. Niggas not even getting gray hairs proper before they in the casket. Why? Because we've been poisoned the whole time. They was poisoning us. Gen X, I don't know. Are we even gonna get to collect our Social Security? Gen X. We need to be trying to sue the government right now for our shit. Like, No. See, the way this life expectancy is going, all that money y'all done took from me over my lifetime, and I'm not married, and I'm childless. No, you can kindly run me back my shit. Run me back all my shit. Run me back all my Social Security. Kindly. All my FICA. All my shit. Because you done poison me in this fucking country. I'm not going to even get to enjoy the shitty social safety net that we have, right? Talk about Social Security going to run out of money. No, it's not, because Gen X ain't going to be around to collect that shit. No, it's not. Social Security going to be just fine. Gen X not going to make it. It's looking bad out here, man. Looking bad. And they keep pushing up the ages for the colon cancer screenings. Kids, get me out of here. Anyway, didn't mean to bum y'all out. I was a little bummed this morning, but we press on. Hold on, I have to belch. And by the way, guys, you can tell some of your favorite YouTubers not to like belch and yawn and sneeze and cough and shit directly on the mic. I watch YouTube and I said, okay, this is where I differ from some of these other people, because I'm a broadcaster. I'm aware of such things. And I know I burped in y'all's ear a couple times. We're not talking about that. That's old shit. Get off that old shit. I'm saying it by and large, I do not be burping in y'all's ear. And I don't be coughing in y'all's face. Others, however, do all the above. And it drives me a little crazy. I cannot be Dylan's. So anyway. Hey, thank you so much. Well, hold on, Will. Do we have any acknowledgments? Announcements? Brother Will is gonna. What's up?
Thank you to Afra Sings for the donation.
Thank you, Afra.
He said, "Happy birthday, Kim."
Thank you so much.
Remember, we celebrate Leo season all the way through Libra season.
I think so. I think that is a reasonable and very fair expectation.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Are you finished hating, Virgo? You
Lorraine
done?
Hart. Yeah.
Oh, Mama
Listen, we got
Lorraine.
money to make.
Oh,
Lorraine Hart, happy birthday, Kim. Lots of love to you, Mama Lo.
Mama Lorraine. Thank you, Mama
Thank you, Mama Lo.
Lorraine. Thank you so much. I'm very excited for the three of you guys. Take lots of pictures, video. Take pictures of the bud too. I want to see what y'all blazing on. That should be great. That's wonderful. Thank you, Afra. Yes, we are celebrating Leo season all the way through Libra season. I agree. I'm Leo sun, Libra rising, Taurus moon. I'm sorry, you think you can make me do anything? No. The answer is no. You cannot make me do anything. Nothing that I do not want to do. Don't blame me, blame the stars. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are just a couple hundred subscribers away from 6,000. So please do what you can to help us get there. It's Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Bring this to you every Tuesday and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. BIDWKB. We are in the middle of our summer fundraiser. So support us on the cash platforms, BIDWKB, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Patreon. Thank you guys so much. So let me tell you guys something. In the face of all of the excitement around Kamala Harris's coronation to become the Democratic nominee for president to go head to head versus Trump in November, gotta say, I'm a little concerned at what happens should Kamala lose. Now, I have to say, I'm looking at this race and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go, to be quite honest. Kamala raking in a lot of money here, but at the same time, Trump is committed to not accepting the results of the election. So even if she wins legitimately, outright, whatever, Trump's going to say she lost. And he is going to activate his MAGA army. To what? I'm not exactly sure. But because we are in America and because we are all somewhat, if not mostly familiar with the long history of white racial violence in America when they don't get their way. I mean, J6 notwithstanding, beloveds, we could go back here hundreds of years. We know what happens when shit does not go the way that white folks believe it should go. They turn violent, baby. They start shooting, they start burning shit. They say we do that shit. No, you should investigate your genealogy, whites. Y'all folks did that shit exceptionally. Shit. You think niggas burning down the Target in Minneapolis got anything on the whites of America burning down shit? You must be under a revenant's mind. So one of my concerns is this. Should Trump lose? What's going to happen? Well, we might be looking at a bit of a sneak peek coming from the streets of Nashville, Tennessee, for reasons. The whites, particularly the Patriot Front, these radical right-wing white supremacist dude bro organizations that like to drill on the weekends and shit and march in formation. Only thing they missing is the Klan hoods. You know what I'm saying? I might respect them more if they had the Klan hoods, because that required some sewing, right? What's the word I'm looking for? That required some seamstress work. That required a little bit of skill to get them pointy joints. You know what I'm saying, on the Klan hood. Anyway, I want us to take a look at what's been going on in Nashville, because there was an incident recently that happened July of this year in downtown Nashville, where some black children, as black children tend to do, black people at large, minding their fucking business when they was harassed by some racist whites. Stop me if you've heard this one before. So I'm going to give content and trigger warnings here because, well, we're going to cue up that first video, okay? And I want to be clear here. Everyone survives, okay? No one was even physically harmed, just put it that way. But trauma happened to these black children who were playing drums. I'm not sure if this was on Broadway in downtown Nashville, but downtown Nashville, the downtown area, when they were accosted by these fucking racist pieces of shit, crackers, okay, who taunted these little boys, who repeatedly called them racial slurs, and who repeatedly was doing what they could to bother, antagonize, and intimidate little boys. You're going to see the size of these boys. You're going to hear these little boys, little boys. And I said, wow, this circle remains unbroken. Because that same scene that you guys are about to see could have easily played out 30, 40, 50, 100, 150 years ago, except the Black children would have not had the space or the power to respond in defense of themselves. They do here in this clip. But other adults are in proximity. The police are even in proximity, and they don't do fucking shit to stop the racist abuse and harassment and traumatization of these Black children by these far white, I mean, ecru, okay? Motherfucking paste, okay? Motherfucking bleach out here. These racist pieces of shit were fucking with these Black kids. Content warning, because this shit is upsetting. I'm gonna tell you guys that. So let's take a look.
Where's your pants? Little nigger. Hey, are we allowed to let these little nigglets make threats? The nigglets are making threats. Can you arrest the nigglets? Please arrest the nigglets. They have to. Hey, stop making threats. They have to accompany the nigglets through town, everybody. Future engineers. Future engineers. Hey, you guys are the future engineers. No, future engineers have to get escorted because they're so violent. Yeah. You got a light brain, bud. God, I love little fucking monkeys like that. Ours. It just shows how fucking violent they are at a young age. Your frontal lobe is 2 ounces lighter, bud.
Imagine a group of marauding thugs antagonizing, harassing, and bothering children have the audacity to call the children violent because they have the temerity and the courage to speak up for themselves and cuss out racist pieces of shit men, allegedly, who don't have anything else better to do than to bother and fuck with kids. Okay. See, that is what I call soft as scrotum skin, kids. See, understand, PUSSY is strong. I would never call men like that PUSSIES. We call them soft as scrotum skin because when you are in a man's body and you want to pick with a little boy or little boys and you want to call them names that you know you would never call their fucking fathers or their uncles or their big cousins or a male figure that is a man to them, you know you would never say that shit to none of them little boys if they was your size and your age. So you fucking pieces of scrotum skin that are soft and squishy and vulnerable like actual scrotum skins, a pox on you pieces of shit. May all your fucking hair fall out. May all of your penises remain flaccid for the remainder of your days. May you never be able to spread that racist, venomous, white supremacist seed. May hands and feet find your face one day soon here in the future. And I don't know what happened beyond that clip. I don't know if anyone helped the kids. From what I understand, no. Nashville police came around, I believe even threatened to arrest the children. And I believe it was the children who were escorted away from the scene by the police. But was anything done to the racist pieces of shit who were openly spewing racial slurs and hate language towards minors? Nope. Did they get arrested? Shit, is that shit even a fucking crime in America? Is it even a crime? We know it's a crime. Other places, in France, whatever the fuck, you can't just be dropping racial slurs like that. They will come see you. Oh, but in America, as we seen in a previous story where this fucking racist piece of shit is hanging nooses across the street from a family that has black boys living in the house and told the little boy that one of them nooses was for him. That is all well and clear. That is protected speech in America, protected actions. So anyway, the community got involved. And we're going to look at a protest scene because there was a protest. The community did come out. They were angry. The parents of these children spoke out. One of the legislators from the Tennessee, state house, one of the Justins, and I should be better at this, but one of them young black representatives who got expelled because black and standing up for yourself is illegal not only in Tennessee but definitely in Tennessee. So they put the two black Justins out and they got back in. So it's one of the black Justins, the one that's kind of been radicalized. I see the brother growing an afro and shit. I said, yup. The whites have pissed him off. When niggas start leaving the Clippers alone and start doing that, letting their hair grow up to the sky. Oh, fed up. Absolutely fed up. So let's look at the press conference and the protests. But I think we're going to start with the press conference. So let's take a look at this. It's a couple minutes, guys, so get comfortable. But you're going to hear from one of the Justins, the parents of the kids, and directly for the kids themselves. And we're going to see the protest scene that happened. So let's take a look.
Attention to what happened on July 13th when white nationalists verbally attacked and physically tried to intimidate these brilliant, beautiful, powerful young black boys who were simply trying to play drums, simply trying to enjoy their summer break like any other child, and were instead met with white nationalist terror and an act of intimidation that took us backward to darker days in our history. And the concern that we're lifting up here is that it wasn't just about the white nationalists, but it was about the failed response of the Metro Nashville Police Department, who failed to protect these children and in fact have threatened them with arrest for playing these drums on a public street in a downtown that belongs to every Nashvilleian. So we wanted to lift up the voice of one of the mothers, Ms. Ashton Lee. We also have Representative G.A. Hardaway from Memphis standing here in solidarity, a member of the Black Caucus, because we know that this is about a deeper systemic issue and about a deeper threat that we're experiencing in our state and in our city right now with the increasing rise of white nationalist terror that is targeting our children now.
I just feel it wasn't right. Like, you don't terrorize no little kid. And I seen plenty grown men that was of color walk past them and nothing never was said. But then when these little kids walk by, it's they all type of bashful words because they don't know nothing about it. But they all bashful words, and it was not right at all. It hurt my feelings when I seen the video. To know that it was my kids that they're doing that to.
I feel like it was racist because they were just saying bad words to us, and the police didn't do nothing. They were just telling us to go home. We didn't do nothing to them. We was about to go home on our way home. We went around them. They called us bad words, and we didn't say nothing to them. They just wanted to mess with black kids like us and just mess up our day and stuff.
I come from an era as a little boy with fresh memories of Emmett Till. So I might be a little bit more edgy and aggressive than some of you. But I promise you, I serve for them. I serve to protect my people. And that's no matter what color you are. I will not stand for intimidation and bullying and the acts of terrorism, which that was. Why are they coming here? And I ask my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to join me in condemning this act, in pursuing legislation which will prevent this type of child abuse, this type of intimidation in the future.
Our young brothers here, I told them as we were walking over here that they are superheroes, that you stood up and faced one of the most evil things in our state right now. And so this is about sending a message to the white nationalists who have swastikas, but it's also to send a message to the white nationalists who wear suits and who work in this building. That they have created an environment by using DEI as a slur, by attacking black history in our schools. They have welcomed these white nationalists here, and now this is the result. And it was a failure of our police department. In that video, the most unnerving, obscene, and morally insane thing that I saw was that these officers did nothing We met yesterday and they shared with me that they were about a block away and just told you to go home. Did they check to make sure you were safe? Did they ask you, are you okay? Do you need help getting home? No. They did not check on the safety of our babies. That is unacceptable. Shameful. That is shameful. And so we have a letter that we've sent to Chief Drake because we want answers. Yes. Why is it that his police officers are okay to arrest these kids for playing drums downtown without a permit, but did nothing to grown white men yelling the N-word, yelling racial slurs at them? It is unacceptable, and we need answers from the police chief and from the mayor, because this is an issue of justice and it's a systemic failure, and we want to understand how this happened. And this is not just a time for statements of condemnation, Mr. Mayor and Mr. Police Chief, and to my colleagues here. This is a time for reflective and corrective action to make sure that this does not happen again. This was a policy failure, and it's a result of the folks in this building. You know, I've heard a lot of people this session saying we need to protect our kids from the non-existent threat of drag queens. But then when this incident happened, I've heard nothing from the speaker. We've heard nothing from the Republican Majority Leader. We've heard nothing from my colleagues in this building. Instead, they have been silent, and it's unacceptable. Yes. These are all of our children. These are all of our brothers, and we have an obligation to protect them and to speak out and to address the failure of the adults who were there, who call themselves Nashville's guardians. That's what the police department says. What were they doing to be guardians for our babies? Ms. Ashton, if you can share with us, has the governor reached out to you? Has the mayor reached out to you? Has the police chief reached out to you? Have any of these folks in office reach out to you?
No.
I thought of Dr. King's quote that's on the memorial in Washington. It says, if you're going to say I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Yes. Say that I was a drum major for righteousness. Say that I was a drum major. They are living the legacy of the civil rights movement. We see those black and white photos and videos, and we think we're past that. In fact, they're trying to ban it. They don't want us to even talk about it in schools. But these young boys experienced it.
Outraged. And there's only so many times we're going to come up here and talk and ask for y'all to help us.
The slurs hurled at these children brought concern to a new level.
Your comments were not only unacceptable, but they were also deeply hurtful to these children.
At that point, man, there's no way I could sit at home in comfort and not come down here and make our presence felt.
Disturbing video shows what happened downtown last week. Neo-Nazis yelling racial slurs at kids. This march is their effort to say that's not okay.
While we respect the right to peaceful protest, we cannot tolerate the spread of hate.
The group is critical of how Metro Police handled that interaction between the neo-Nazis and young boys. They say officers should have done more.
I know, be better than them though.
Oh, go on, be a bigger person. They don't have to be a bigger nothing, they kids.
In that situation, Metro Police say they did all they were legally allowed to do. Officers were downtown again today, stopping traffic as the peace marchers moved through Nashville.
No justice! No peace! Where's y'all helping us calling us punks and put us on the leash and all that? Why y'all here stepped in? Why y'all stop us? No justice! No peace!
So when you think about the routine racial violence that Black people have experienced in America the entire time that we've been here, hundreds of years, and how Black children have absolutely not been immune to that violence, not because they were small, not because they were vulnerable, not because they were, children. Nope, they were subjected to the same humiliations, the same harassment, the same violence, the same lynchings, the same murders as adults were in this country, okay? And when you see the way that those Black kids were being spoken to by those fucking racist Nazi pieces of shit, and the way that the police failed to protect them, I want you to juxtapose what you just witnessed there against these snowflake cries from the likes of conservatives like Ron DeSantis and others about why we can't teach American history, how it happened to our children, because our kids can't learn about that. They can't learn about all those horrible things. And yeah, America had its dark spots, but we shouldn't be tainting our kids against American values and what America represents. Well, what America represents is what those black kids just experienced from those Nazi pieces of shit on the streets of their hometown while they were minding their business. Okay. This notion that white children should be protected about even learning about the horrors of racism. Meanwhile, black children should be expected to just continue to accept, deal, heal, even maybe, or continue to be further re-traumatized by racial violence. Like, oh, that's just the nature of our existence in this country. We are expected to tolerate this, right? And then as these kids grow up and they become targets of police, right? And in this instance, the kids, again, not the aggressors, clearly the ones in need of protection, they were not protected. But trust me, when they get older, when they get a little bigger, when they turn 15 and 16 and these cops start mistaking them for being 24 and 25, oh, they're going to get plenty of attention then. And then comes all that comes along with that. The increased rates of anxiety, the school to prison pipeline, the depression, the higher instances of unaliving amongst black kids. Then you get to be adults. Then you get to move into the American workplace and get paid less and fewer wages simply because you are black. And then here comes the poverty. Here comes the hypertension. Here comes the high blood pressure. Here comes the early cancer. It all starts as kids. The physical responses to racism. We feel this as black people in this country as children. Okay. And let that be an example of what it is that black kids endure and have endured. When there was real attempts to register black people to vote after the end of the Civil War, during Reconstruction, and then that whole period between Reconstruction and Jim Crow and before the Voting Rights Act in 65, black people who even talked openly about going to register to vote were targeted and lynched. And if their kids were with them, guess who got lynched? If a black woman was in proximity and she was pregnant, guess what they did to the fetus? The sadisticness, or maybe not sadistic, is it sadism? What's the word I'm looking for? The unrelenting evil and horror of racist violence in this country against black people knows no bounds. And the majority of whites, even though they don't know it, they feel it, right? The entitlement that those Nazis felt, they knew that they were experiencing a generational privilege of being able to talk shit to black kids, little black boys, right? Because again, if those were black men, I don't think they would have the same energy. But it was that generational entitlement to pop off at little children, to intimidate little children, to threaten little children. And again, the only difference in that scene that we just saw in Nashville 2024 and Nashville 1924 is that had those kids been in 1924 and popped off back to those whites, what do y'all think would have happened? What do you think would have happened? You think they would have survived? You think they would have been able to even get the fuck off of Broadway? You think they would have made it back to their house? What's going on in Nashville? The representatives there, one of the Justins, said we have to figure out, why do these white supremacists feel so comfortable coming here? Well, let's be clear. The white supremacists feel comfortable everywhere. Okay, like everywhere. There have been historical Klan marches in New York City. Like, come on, let's be real. J6, even the protests leading up to J6, which people don't even talk about. Well, we covered here on this platform when they were happening. Oh, the racist, the Proud Boys felt mighty comfy walking around Chocolate City, tearing up shit, talking shit, causing chaos and mayhem. Of course, they would feel very comfortable doing such things in Nashville, Tennessee. And these behaviors are not going unnoticed by Nashvillians, which, by the way, gotta be the best name for a city's people. You know, why we got Washingtonians, Baltimoreans, Chicagoans, New Yorkers, Nashvillians. Oh, takes the cake. It's a shout out to all the Nashvillians. I love that. But I'm gonna show you guys a couple clips of these fucking racist fuckers and the shit that they are doing in and around town, in and around DeVille. Did they call it DeVille? Nat A? Is Nat A with us tonight? What they call Nashville? Cashville. I don't know what they call it, but regardless, in addition to the marches and the incident that we saw happen there with those black kids on July 13th, the weekend of July 4th, oh, the Patriot Front came out. And maybe I shouldn't even be showing y'all this shit, but y'all need to see this shit because I don't know if they're showing this shit on the news. Maybe they are. But we need to be made aware that at minimum, these folks are coming out in public to show themselves, right? And the ones that come out, you have to assume it's like roaches, right? You see for every roach you see, you should assume there's 1,000 behind the wall, right? So for all these fucking piece of shit racist roaches that have come out, imagine what their real numbers are. So we're going to take a look at a recent July 4th march from the Patriot Front clans people. And then we're going to hear from a white dude from Nashville who is not happy with all the white power symbolism that is being displayed prominently throughout the town, especially over the highway overpasses. It's crazy shit. So anyway, let's take a look.
I'm so fucking disgusted right now. I want y'all to look what's going on in Nashville right here outside of the road on exit 92. There ain't no need for this bullshit ass hate. Take your ass back home. Garbage ass fucking people, man. It's crazy to me that it's 2024 and I'm driving down the interstate and I look up on an overpass and see some of the most racist, bigoted shit I've ever seen in my lifetime. Actually, I've not seen that in person. That's the first time it's ever happened to me, and I wish they would have just went on over that ledge and maybe met the concrete down below, because they don't deserve to be here. I can be honest with you about that. I don't understand. When are people that they're so small brained that I guess they can't conceptualize that there's other freaking people in this world that are just as important as them? I mean, really? It's so mind-boggling. Well, we're never going to move away from all this shit because people refuse to grow and have an understanding. They just don't want to do that. Things are changing. Dude, it is 2024. There is no reason for all this freaking hate in this world. But yet, let's just stand over an overpass and drape something down below so we can just cause people problems. Stupid ass people, man.
You know, in some ways, I appreciate his frustration, but I'm annoyed at his naivete, right? It's 2024, man. We got to get past this. Why do you think you're seeing all the rise of all this shit? Why do you think all this white power symbolism and display and formation in public spaces? Why do you think all this is happening? Because things are changing. This is a response to that. Okay. This is the reaction to that. They don't want that change, whatever that change may be, by the way. Like, they don't want it. and they willing to fight for it. And you heard the fucking cracker in the goddamn first clip preaching to the rest of the Klansmen, talking about this is our homeland. No, it isn't. Okay. Europe. I want you guys to go find the map and examine it. Okay. And I want you to point on the place in Europe where your European ancestors came from. And I want you to consider going back there. And I want you to ask them to keep you, because it's crazy to me that whites, racist whites who know that this entire land was stolen and acquired via genocide. They know this, okay? They're not ashamed of it. They're actually very proud of it, right? When they talk about the homeland was achieved through tremendous sacrifice, they don't mean their own fucking sacrifice. They mean the sacrifice of millions of indigenous people. They mean the sacrifice of the freedom and the lives of millions of Africans that were held in bondage in chattel slavery. It wasn't the white sacrifice. The fuck did they sacrifice? Not a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? No, definitely not in the same ways that indigenous and black people suffered and sacrificed for America to be it. And trust me, the indigenous and the Africans did not suffer for America to thrive and survive. They were forced. Okay, it was all done at the barrel of a musket, right? Or at the end of the thread of the blanket infected with smallpox. You understand? Like the methods and means by which the colonizers and the settlers came to establish and acquire America are the most barbaric and grotesque probably ever known to human civilization. It's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to be proud of. But for those that do brag about it and who are proud of it, should tell you a lot about who they are and what they value and the lengths that they're willing to go to maintain their position in the society. So when I think about, and trust me, I don't give a fuck about Kamala. Let me just, are we clear? That's on the record. I don't give a fuck about Kamala. But should Kamala lose, them segments of folks is going to be activated. And I don't know whether or not those same MAGA sentiments, white supremacists, Patriot Front, Proud Boys, I don't know if they still got the same vim. I don't know if they still got the same fire, the same momentum that they had running up in the Capitol on January 6th. But the problem is, historically, their ancestors over generations have hopefully shown us you cannot put shit past these fucking people. People that would murder and lynch children and pregnant women and innocent men. You can't put shit past them. You cannot put shit past their fucking descendants. It's in them. Okay? And I want to shout out to the whites that have worked hard to overcome that shit. Okay? Whether or not it's in your DNA or it was the nurture. You were nurtured towards being racist and viewing others as inferior and acting upon that and asserting your social status as a white person in this society. If you have worked to either unlearn all of that shit yourself and to confront it when you see it in other whites, good for you. Do more. More of that, please, and thank you. We need more white race traders out here. That gentleman in the vehicle who was saying how disgusted he was about it. He said, we need y'all to go home, talking about the racists. Again, the naivete here is makes me shake my head. Honey, these are probably your neighbors, okay? These are probably your kinfolk out there throwing the swastikas in the over the fucking highway overpass and all the white power signage. That's probably your folks. The well-meaning whites wants to think that it's other whites. There's whites we don't know. You know these y'all know them. Y'all absolutely know them. Now you may not be friends with them. You might not like them, but you know them. And we need you to confront them. Like this shit has to be confronted head on. All of this wistful longing for racism to just eventually die out and fade away with older generations. Okay, I hope we are past that. All those fantastical sort of dreams. That doesn't happen. It has to be confronted directly and unlearned. We can't. And let me, as a Gen X person, let me validate and confirm that. Like we, or maybe my dumb ass. Let me not speak for all Gen X. Let me speak for my dumb ass. My dumb ass, as a child, as a younger person, thought, oh, oh, we're gonna be done with racism because look, all the whites know the rap music. Oh, look, the whites is wearing cross colors. Look, we about to be past this racism shit by 2020 because they listen to fucking NWA. Nope. That don't mean shit. And again, foolish me. Of course, Black pop culture and entertainment has long been consumed by racists, and it did not change the racist way of thinking. They just enjoyed the nigga music. You know what I'm saying? And still called us niggas, right? So anyway, let Nashville serve it as an example. Nashville is not alone out here. The rise of visual public displays of white supremacists amassing, obviously after Charlottesville, what was the big one or amongst the big ones, but we've seen them continue to pop up. And I don't mean just at Trump rallies. I mean that kind of shit, the Patriot Front shit, them niggas marching and shit. Giving proclamations, waving Confederate flags. Those are the folks we need to be watching here, kids. And let me again, I have to say this, and it's probably not going to get my content boosted on YouTube at all. But especially if you live in a state where they give guns away at the car wash and shit, consider consider picking something up. Consider picking a little something up. Because the folks that are going to be our enemies, the folks that are not going to accept the results of the presidential election, if Trump is not declared the winner, and again, it won't be us going out there trying to enforce a cop mile of victory. Nope. It's going to be us trying to simply defend ourselves, because when we appear in the streets, just by virtue of us being non-white, that we must be Democrats. We must be Kamala supporters. So ergo, that makes us targets for violence. That makes us vulnerable, even more so than we already are. But when they don't get their way in November and they're going to be looking for revenge, just like their ancestors of yore, don't even have to be the right one. It's going to be the first one they see, right? Anyone will do. Guard your grill, protect yourself. Wu-Tang said, protect your neck. Strap up. That's all I got to say. And on that, I'm going to say goodnight to my friends. And I appreciate you guys doing all the things that you do. Thank you for supporting our summer fundraiser. Again, our cash platforms, BIDWKB, that's us on Cash App and Venmo. PayPal.me/BIDWKB. Patreon.com/BIDWKB. Thank you guys so much already for your early support. We got a lofty goal here. I think we're trying to raise $3K the hard way. So, do what you can. You can become a channel member as well. Channel memberships are $2. Patreon memberships start at $2. So it doesn't take a whole lot to support. And again, if you ain't got it, that's fine too. The free ways, kids, like our shit, comment, follow us at our other joints, BIDWKB, Instagram, Facebook, Burn It Down KB on Twitter. Even though we're not streaming on Twitter at the moment, because fuck Elon Musk. You think you're getting $8 out of me? Bitch, I could do this shit on YouTube and Twitch for free, I'm gonna pay Elon of all niggas. You think Elon need my $8 goddamn dollars? Absolutely not. And I got $8. You think I'm giving it to Elon? Absolutely fucking not. So we are not on Twitter until further notice. Until Elon realize, nigga, please. So anyway, thank you so much to everybody. What's up to all of our wonderful mods, Courtney, Lateef, and Tyler. Appreciate you. Shout out to everyone. Thanks to Afra for her super chat support. Thanks to Mama Lo. Thanks to Alicia. Thanks to Wendy G. Thanks to Zanzibar for the support. Jamal, thank you so much. Peace to Infinite Content. Happy early birthday, my guy. And we'll see y'all back here on Friday. All love to everyone. If I didn't shout you out, I love you. I'm going to say I see you, but no. I don't. I do not see you. But I thank you, though. I know you were there. So appreciate you. And Abby, travel safe. And I'll see you guys back here Friday. Thank you so much to Will and Molly. Join us tomorrow morning on the Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media. Please go over there and subscribe as well. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Love y'all. Peace, peace, peace.